Good morning, noon, or night. My name is Jet, and welcome to my channel, JITV, Jet in the Valley, the back porch edition at night. So, I would like to discuss how the human condition, the natural state of the human condition, is being pathologized. They're attempting to pathologize the human condition. So, the natural state of our human condition is for our mind and our body to be in opposition to love, because our mind and our body are animalistic in nature. Our animating life force, spirit, soul, energy is of love, okay? And animalistic is not love, okay? Animalistic is instinctual and it's selfish, where love is inclusive and for everybody. They've come in and they try to pathologize the human condition as if some people have this problem and some people don't have this problem. Well, every single person that has a body has this problem, okay? It's not just some people. Some people have more of a problem with it than others. Some people recognize that there's a problem. Something's going on and they really think something's wrong with just them. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm having these thoughts and this stuff, and I'm like, and all these different things. I'm lustful and I want to do all these things. And some people, they're struggling with knowing that that is not the most loving thing that they could do. We have this internal struggle between your mind and your body. They say the one on the shoulder and one on the shoulder, and they're always feuding. So this is just simply the natural state of humans. This is not a special bipolar. This is not a special narcissist. This is not a specialty of anxiety and depression. This is the human condition, and this is what has been lost in the translation. As I previously stated, the majority of the problems that we're having are fear-based problems. They come from fear, okay? Fear of someone leaving you, fear of not having enough, fear of getting left behind, fear of starving to death, fear of gaining too much weight, fear of not having any friends or not fitting in, or a massive fear of so-called death. And what happens, it's just literally anxiety, depression, mood instability. All of these things are in part caused by fear, okay? So a solution for that is going to be love. I've discussed that previously as well. And it's not like some Hallmark, it's love as in the creative creation of the entirety of everything, okay? Without love, there would be no creation. That's the type of love I'm speaking of. It's not love like, oh, I love you on Valentine's Day, okay? It's love as in the whole reason there's creation at all. So if you are having all these different problems in your life, you need to seek wisdom. You need to seek understanding of discernment, how to tell the difference between things, okay? Such as conviction, which is good, and condemnation, which is bad, okay? So it's conviction is of love, condemnation is of fear, guilt, shame, opposite of love, okay? Love doesn't do that. Love doesn't use fear and put you in bondage. Love loves freedom, and it wants you to be free, okay? So therefore, this is the thing. Say you have a dog. Let's use this example. This is about discipline. So say you have a dog and you get a puppy and you don't train it, right? Well, you have company that comes over. Now the dog's barking and jumping and doing all these things that nobody can concentrate. So the people don't want to come over because it's a nuisance, you know, that you haven't trained your dog. Or you try and take your dog somewhere. It's running after stuff. It's not leash trained. It is trying to bite after people, this, that, and the other, because you didn't train your dog and you didn't teach your dog. You're not teaching your dog. That's the exact same thing in this reality. Let's use children as an example. let's stick with that dog. So that dog, okay, that dog, because you didn't discipline your dog, it can't have the fun that it was meant to have. Okay, like, it's fun and enjoyable when people come to visit and people pet dogs, and it's fun and enjoyable to go for car rides and go for walks, right? These are all things that we can all agree on that dogs like, okay? So if you have not disciplined your dog, taught your dog, okay, to curb some of the instincts that it has, you have to curb and reject and deny some of the instincts, the natural instincts that you have, so that you can have a good time and have fun and have love and do the things that you want to do. So it's the same thing that's happening to us, okay? That's what I'm talking about, conviction and condemnation, okay? Conviction is there. It's like a loving parent. Your child does something that they're not supposed to do, grabs the cat's tail and yoinks the cat up, right? Well, if you don't teach your child not to do that, it can't be around animals. You can't have your child around animals. And kids love animals, okay? And then also, it's like a huge domino effect. It's a massive domino effect, because I'm not going to do that part right now. But your kid can't be around animals, and animals can't be around your child if you don't teach them not to hurt animals, okay? So you have to chasten. That means to teach your child not to do that. That instinct comes in us. Everybody knows what we have, natural instincts, right? You want to yoink the cat up, or you get, like, they call it cute aggression, where you want to like squeeze like a little, like the cute little animals come on, and you get this instinct that comes over you. That is because our mind and our body are animalistic in nature, okay? That's just the stance of the nature of this reality at this current point in time, and you can't deny that. That is what's happening. But we have something in us, okay, as souled individuals, people with the animating life force capacity to understand love, okay, we have something in us that tells us you should not hurt that animal. It still comes. We have the instinct. We want to pick the cat up by the tail, but then there's something in us that says, no, that hurt the cat. You shouldn't do that. That's conviction. That's what's trying to teach you. And if you continue to do the things against what the conviction tells you, you continue and you ignore the warning and you ignore the teaching, okay, you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn. So now the chastening is going to get more serious and more severe, because you have to learn your lesson, right? Some parents are, they like back down, or the pushovers or whatever. And it's not helpful to your child, for the example that I said, okay? Because it's just like, it's not just like, obviously, because we love our children are not animals, okay? If you have your puppy and you love your puppy, but you don't teach it and you don't train it and you don't discipline it, then it can't have the fun that it could potentially have. It can't have dog friends. It can't do all these things. So that's the same thing with us. If we don't learn our lessons about things, and we don't learn why we need to choose love, okay? We need to choose the love over top of anything that's against love, okay? Which is a lot of the time our mind and our bodies, the instinct of our minds and our bodies, okay? Our mind and our body can't understand, okay, love. They can't understand it because they're just animalistic, and they can't understand. So if you keep ignoring that conviction in you, then the penalties for you ignoring that are going to become more severe, okay? That's exactly what I'm talking about with how they say, whatever seeds that you plant, right? Whatever seeds you plant in your garden. I planted carrot seeds, right? And I wait 2 weeks, and then the carrot seeds start to grow and carrots come up. So if you ignore these different little things, that's just like planting seeds, because you're not planting love seeds, you're planting ignoring, going against love seeds, okay? So as you do that and you hear this little voice, but you're not changing anything and you're not learning your lesson, and you're going to keep doing the things that you're doing. Well, now when the plants start to sprout 2 weeks later or 2 years later, or however long that it takes, okay, you're going to get what you planted. And if you are a parent and you love your child, do you want to see them having a hard time? Do you want to see them down and out in bad situations and places and everything? No, you don't. You love your child. You don't want to see them being taken advantage of. You don't want to see them doing things that for money that you just never would have thought they could do, or different things. You don't want to see your children suffer. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. If you do not learn discipline, you're going to suffer more. If and I think that's the whole strategy, is, do we want to diminish our level of suffering? If you want to diminish your level of suffering, then you have to choose love. So this is exactly it. If you want your suffering to go down, then you have to have your love go up. You can't be in two places at one time. It's like a lever, right? So if you want your suffering to go down, your love has to come up. Okay? I'm not saying you're going to ever get rid of suffering. That's the thing about it. But you have this love, and it's going to keep you high and lifted up, and with a purpose. You are going to have a purpose if you choose love. You're going to understand. You're going to have a purpose. You're going to understand. You are going to have freedom if you choose love. If you choose anything other than love, okay, you are going to be in bondage and enslaved to your simply just your mind and your body. Your mind and your body are animalistic in nature, right? They're animalistic in nature. They hate love. They go against love all of the time. That's why men cheat, women, people in general, they cheat on people, and then they feel awful and they regret it. Some of them do, some of them don't, whatever. I'm talking about the people who make that mistake, and they cheat, and they make that mistake. Well, why did they make that mistake? There's a lot of different reasons, but our instincts in us, from our mind and our body being animalistic, if there's an attractive person, it's an instinct to want to go and sleep with that person or be with that person. That is an instinct, and that's just your mind and your body. Some people have that instinct way, way worse than other people, obviously. And then you add in on top of it, if you're already having troubles in a relationship, like if you're not connected, and that's the same thing. If you aren't connected in love together, okay, then you're going to suffer. Your suffering is going to be higher. So the more in love you are together, the less suffering you're going to have together. So you both, as a couple, choose love. And if you choose to put love above everything else, then everything is possible for you as a couple. If love is the most important thing, and you agree that love is the most important thing, then that is going to take care of your relationship. That's the whole thing about all of it. Anybody and everything, everybody here, if you make love the most important thing in your life, if you love above everything else, if you really make love the most important thing, and you refuse to go against it, and you reject things that are opposing love, which is life. Love and life are the same exact thing. Then it's just, everything's going to start to work out for you. Everything's going to start to balance out, and you're going to, when you make love the most important thing, then you get the peace and patience and kindness and all of these things that we say we want and we value. That's what you will get when you make love the most important thing in your life. And love is life. And love is inclusive. It's not selfish. It doesn't think me. It also doesn't do things where it oppresses itself. So it's like, love loves freedom, and you have self-control, and you have patience, you have all these things. Some people, like, they say they do something out of love. They're like, oh, I love love, but then they are oppressing themselves. They're not actually in love. They don't actually have love in them. They don't have the frequency of love in them. They are pretending to love for whatever reason they think it's going to get them. They're pretending to love love so they can still keep doing these little things that go against love, but they want to look good, so they can lie with their mouths and pretend that they love love, and then they're still doing things that are in opposition to love. That's how you will know the true people who love love from the people who don't. Because once you love love, there's a transformation that occurs within you that you can't even explain or can't comprehend. People try to explain it. Once you love love, your life is going to be different, okay? If someone says they love love, but they have no evidence in their life that they do love love, they look just like everything else that's going on here, they are just saying that they love love. They're not actually loving love. So, with that, I'm going to call that one good, and much love and many thanks. Thank you. I love you.